Good afternoon, and thank you so much for watching The Counselor. So glad that you guys can join us now every day, Monday through Friday. You can catch The Counselor live. You can go to your YouTube channel or you can look below. So I want to continue our conversation. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about TikTok relationships, and now I'm getting some emails about Christian relationships, and that's important. That's a good topic, and so one of the people reached out to the show, and she would like to talk about some of the rules of Christian dating. So, caller, are you there?
Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Council Live. So glad you can be a part of our conversation today. So
Okay.
we're talking about Christian dating, and we have some comments that have been coming in about Christian dating. What are some of the rules? I know you said that you do hold a position in the church. So
Yes.
what are some of the rules? Like what do we need to know that we don't know?
Okay. Well, this is going to be from a woman's standpoint, so it
Okay.
might be a little bit different from the men. I don't know how they instruct the men, but um, in terms of, well, I'll start at the beginning. In terms of phone numbers, right?
Okay. Yep.
Usually in the world, there's like a, hey, let me get your number, blah blah blah, bing bang boom, and Shazam. You know.
Yes.
um, but we're actually discouraged from just giving guys our phone number from the beginning
Okay.
because in order for a guy to even obtain access to your phone number, he should probably be attending your church already,
Okay.
to be able to speak with you and kind of get a sense for what kind of a person you are
Okay.
versus somebody that just sees you on the street and thinks you're pretty and just wants to, hook up or whatever.
Nice. So
So phone numbers are not easily given out.
okay, so I
Um,
just want to make sure, when I interrupt you, I just want to clarify. So if
mhm.
I meet a young Christian woman, not in church or not in the mall, because I know a lot of us guys we meet girls in the mall, sometimes at the movies. So I'm sure that you've met other people outside of church, right? So we're not allowed to ask for your number unless you are a church going member.
Well, obviously, everybody does uh, according to how they see fit and their faith and whatnot.
Okay.
But I actually found out several years into my church attendance that we have bylaws.
Okay, good.
So there is actually some kind of written document somewhere. I've never seen it, but I've only heard about it.
Wow.
That has an actual list of like Christian conduct type stuff.
Okay.
Me personally, I've had several instances where guys from public places want to get my phone number. And actually, what I do is I give them the address to the church and the times of service so they can show up and meet me there.
Nice. Well, that's good. That's a safe public place, right? So
Exactly.
that would actually work if you went to the mall and met some. I mean, you were at the mall and someone met you or something. Then I'm sorry, but can you take my phone number? So how could I reach you? Like, can I go on your TikTok or find you on Facebook or Instagram? Like, how could that the interested person pursue you?
Well, see, technology kind of complicates things
Hmm.
because obviously, when these rules and laws were created, it was probably pre TikTok and this, that, and the third.
So you're saying
Um,
Moses didn't know about TikTok?
yeah, probably not.
Oh man. Okay.
Um, Actually, a lot of us are encouraged not to really have social media
Okay.
at all,
Nice.
because because of the amount of access that a person would have to you publicly, to your personal life and your information and whatnot.
Okay.
But some people might just completely stay offline, but
Okay.
obviously that's not going to work for some others.
Well, now
Um,
I do know that they have things like Christian Mingle and things like that. So That's important as well to have Christian mingle because
They do have that type of stuff, but being as I've browsed through some of those things, not Christian mingle per se, but just sites where the brother will identify as Christian, and then just as quickly under drink smoke it's like yes to everything. Um, so it's kind of like a joke because these days everybody's a Christian, but nobody wants to live holy.
okay,
You
and
know,
yes, and
and there's a
let's
difference. There's a
yeah,
difference between um holiness and people that attend a holiness church
yes,
that really pushes holiness in our lifestyle
yes. And I want to interrupt you.
versus
I want to interrupt you for 1 minute because, again,
okay.
our listeners are between 18 and 24. So some of these things they don't understand, like holiness. I know that now, but some of them don't understand that. So when you say holiness, you're referring to the way that you live your life, correct?
Yes,
And in the manner in which you conduct yourself.
yes,
Uh,
everything down to the way that you dress.
Correct. So which
Somebody,
lets go ahead. So I guess I'm trying to bring a point that which lets me know that this has to start with you as a woman, as you said, valuing yourself.
right?
And
If
if you
if
value
you're
yourself, then you're going to the man that is pursuing will value you.
That's correct,
Oh, I
and
love that.
I've spoken to um a lot of young women on this topic and told
Yes.
them it's like um you want to be treated like a queen,
Hmm.
but you want to dress like a prostitute,
Ooh. So
and
let's
that's not gonna fly.
yeah.
You have to
Ooh.
dress according to how you want to be treated.
Okay. So
And
right
if all
there.
your goodies are gonna hang out, guys are gonna think you're
Wow.
easy access.
Okay. And so okay. Let's really understand that. So you're saying that a holy woman would not walk around with her body parts more exposed to the sun or whatever's under there.
I
Is that
mean,
what you're saying?
there's yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha.
we're not to the extent of like wrapping a woman in a burqa or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a little bit much in my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay.
But there should be some modesty in the length of the skirts
Okay.
and
And
in
again,
terms of shirts showing cleavage
correct.
and midriffs out and
Nice, and
you know.
I like that. I do like I said. A lot of us guys have been talking about this in one of my group chats on Clubhouse. But we've been talking about this. Yes, we've been running, chasing maybe the wrong types. Like maybe Christian girls, Christian dating is something that we might need to look into. And so this is a positive conversation now because many guys can testify, and I want some of you guys to call in. Give us a call. The number's on the screen, where you can contact my staff. You can slide up in my DMs. However, but give us a call. Let us know, like, is Christian dating much more desirable, or is it starting to look good? All right. So thank you so much, caller. I want to keep going. I know you said no phone calls. Now, what about vehicle? When you pick up a Christian woman,
Okay, so well, yes. There's also a protocol for the car. We don't practice riding shotgun in the man's car
shotgun
because it's
meaning in the front seat.
the passenger side next to the driver.
Okay. What if he has a two-seater?
Um,
Just kidding. Go ahead. So,
um,
yeah.
so that's believed to be the spot that's for the fiance or the wife.
Okay.
So it's disrespectful to just place yourself in that seat in a man's vehicle. And I've actually had I've experienced some persecution about that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I got in a brother's car and he became angry
Oh
because
wow.
I went to the back seat instead of to the front to sit with him.
Oh wow.
And He cussed me out,
Wow.
and he told me that he was not a F-word taxi cab.
Ooh.
So I guess he expected that, I should ride in the front all next to him so he could cop a feel of my thigh or something.
Okay.
And it's like, no, brother, that's not how we roll.
It
We
is.
have a protocol that we teach the women in my church, and that's you don't ride shotgun if you're not the wife or the fiance, not the girlfriend.
Yeah, and
Because we don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend. First of all,
okay. Well, wait.
it doesn't exist.
We gotta stay. We gotta go from topic to topic slowly. My listeners, like I said, our attention span, we go quick. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to get to dating. So, okay. So we're going to talk about this too. So I hope you're going to stay with me for a little bit. We're just going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about 7 of the most challenging dating issues facing Christian singles. So I would like to hear some of them stories. So once again, I appreciate you kind of giving us some of the rules. And so you're saying is that the woman that is single and you get into a guy's car for wherever you're going, you should sit in the back seat.
That's correct.
Okay. So I see that because it becomes an appropriate thing. And
Right.
you shouldn't travel alone anyway. So young women, call like Keisha or Psykeisha, call Jessica, Tabitha, call them all. Call Drake. He's got all the names, right? So get on the phone, call your friends, and have them come with you to go wherever you're going. And if there's a single guy, get in the back seat because it does deter and defer groping. See, I appreciate that caller because, like I said, this is not a negative thing. I think a lot of these things that a lot of young women are going through. I don't know if you've seen that thing going around on Facebook where a young woman was driving the Uber, and there was a man in the back seat, and he kept reaching his hand forward and touching her breast. So,
what?
Yeah, and it was on video. I guess somebody was in the video. It was like a double ride or something. So the person that was the double rider recorded it. But yeah, it was terrible to see. So, and the man, he just kept, and then she would like move her arm like to try to get him off of her, and then he would reach in and do it again. So that was an uncomfortable drive.
Assault.
Yeah, it is sexual. That's sexual assault. Yes. So, all right. So I like what you're saying. That was my point. I like what you're saying. What you're saying is that any man that gets in the car, young ladies, listen, if you're going to get in the car with a single man, then you need to either bring a friend or sit in the back seat. All right? We prefer you do both. Both of you sit in the back seat with your hands in your phone, especially if you don't know this guy and you met him offline. All right? Okay. All right.
Okay, so there's 2 more.
Okay, let's go. I got it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I made a little list and I put no home alone.
Oh, that's a big one.
So bringing the brother to your house is a no.
Okay.
Or you to his house obviously is also a no. Because if we're trying to maintain chastity,
Correct.
It's going to be a lot more difficult if you are in a space alone with a person that you already know you're attracted to.
I like that. I like that. In other words, you're tempting a situation to happen, right?
Right.
That word, temptation.
What you got to remember is that people that go to church, people that practice holiness, people that practice Christianity are just people. It's human.
Yes,
they got
everyone.
desires and needs and things that attract their eyes and stuff, just like everybody else.
That's right.
The difference is that you don't practice acting on every whim that floats into your mind.
Impulsivity, we call it. Yes. Not being impulsive. Being impulsive. Yes.
It's like that expression that says you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest.
Correct. And what we call this is prevention. And how do you prevent an uncomfortable situation? Young ladies, you're not going to go over a young man's home by yourself.
Right.
And if you cannot stand it because he's so cute and you just need to be next to him, bring a few friends, okay? Let your parents know where you are, all right? And stop being weird. Period. Enough is enough. That's weird. Come on. All right.
Okay,
I
so
like that one.
the last one might be completely mind blowing, especially to people that are not familiar with the church at all.
Okay.
But it's similar to, maybe 50 years ago when you went and you spoke to a female's father or whatever.
Yes.
Speaking to the pastor about your intention to date somebody from his congregation.
Yes, I do like that. Go ahead.
Because if you got a young woman that you have intentions towards, you're supposed to speak to the pastor, and say, hey, I'm marriage minded, because as Christians, that's supposed to be the ultimate goal, is marriage, not just meeting and spending 10 years hand holding with somebody and sharing bank accounts, and you're not husband and wife.
Okay.
So you're supposed to go to the pastor and say, I'm interested in so and so.
Okay.
And sometimes if the pastor knows some stuff that you don't know, he might say proceed no further.
Okay.
The female might look real good on the outward, but she might have a secret drug problem or
something going on.
Already anything.
So repeat the rule again, please. So the rule is
when you're intending to date a female from a certain congregation, you're supposed to speak with the pastor and let them know that you have intentions, you have your eye on a certain female.
Okay.
And seek counsel from them.
Okay.
And also seek prayer, because obviously the pastor is the shepherd of the house, and they're going to want what's beneficial for everybody involved. Okay. So they're going to pray for you. And if that's your wife, if that's the one God has for you, then, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get favor in the situation. Like the scripture says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord.
Okay. And so
in anything,
caller, if I could just interrupt 1 second, because it sounds like you're about to get started preaching. All right. So I just want to make sure, like I said, my audience is very young, so we got to keep moving with information, because all I got to do is swipe up and then I'm gone. No, but I thank you for this. This is important, because these are things we listen to growing up, and we never paid attention to it. But it's so important. Seek counsel by whatever leader or leadership you have, whether you have a bishop, a pastor, or both, an overseer. Go talk to someone and say, hey, listen, I'm interested in Jack. I'm interested in Jill. And we feel like we would like to have a spiritual relationship. We want to do this thing the right way. And would you guide us? And I believe what you're saying, that prayer is part of that, because when you're praying, you're seeking guidance, right? And also, not only are you seeking guidance, but when you start praying together, you start learning each other, and you start understanding each other's walk in Christianity. All right.
Right.
So,
and whether you're a Christian or not,
yes,
there's some things that you need to consider in terms of if you see yourself possibly wanting to be with somebody, you have to consider what may come of that. In other words, like, what if you ended up with a child by this person?
Correct.
Male or female? Is this woman gonna secret crazy come out of the bag?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or a man, is he gonna be emotionally abusive? So the reason the church has so many rules is to protect people from getting hurt.
And protection. Number one thing, protecting. And we need to start protecting our young people. And part of protecting them is to come out. Again, the counselor is here to start reaching out to our youth, our younger people who are looking for direction and don't have any. Especially some of the mistakes that you're making, getting on drugs, just getting in cars with strangers. I mean, I see Amber Alerts, 5 to 10 times a day sometimes? I mean, there's somebody doesn't know something, right? So if any of this information touched you anyway, please take your time to pick up the phone, give us a call. The number is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You can also email me, and you can also slide up in my DMs.